All right, so today we're going to talk about how you can build a solid backswing, get you in a position at the top that's going to make the downswing so much easier. So let's get into that right now. All right, so if you're struggling with the backswing and you're looking for something to help build a solid repetitive backswing, making the downswing easier, things that I like to see here are when we're at the top of the swing, couple things. I really like to see when that club head is slightly above the hands as opposed to dropping down below behind the hands or behind the back there. The other is that shaft on a slight angle off behind me, okay? As opposed to a lot of players kind of seeing this shaft getting across the line, only needing to kind of loop that club head back around to get back on that swing plane, which often creates that open face. And the opposite is when that shaft is a little bit too laid off, where starting down they have to get steeper. Again, if those things work for you, you're not watching this video, it's fine. But if you're looking for something to get you into a position in the downswing where if I have this shaft on this slight angle behind me here, if you look, that's almost identical to that swing plane I want to be coming down on, right? So if we can get that club and shaft at that position at the top, it's going to make our lives a lot easier. So we're first going to start with a little takeaway drill. So I want you to grab an alignment stick. It's obviously getting this club face and this club head in the right position in the takeaway is huge and starting us on our way to the top. So what I want us to do here is grab an alignment stick. We're going to throw it underneath the shaft, just like this. I'm going to be putting my hands on the grip as normal, so that alignment stick's underneath there. Putting my hands on as normal. Got it for me on my front side here. My left side is a righty. In taking this back, most often I see this club head kind of whipping back inside for most players, not all, but a lot, and that club face starting to roll open. And you can see from that angle that that alignment stick is whipping way away from my front leg there. So when I'm kind of building this backswing, I want to see this club head going through my hands from the camera angle here. Club face on this slight angle similar to my spine. And if we watch what this alignment stick looks like from that position, when I'm getting that club head in a nice position there, that alignment stick practically almost is scraping down that lead thigh, very close to just scraping down that lead thigh. That's going to teach us how to get these hands to move this club away, but adding a tiny bit of wrist hinge in the proper direction as opposed to the wrist just kind of pulling back like this, okay? So grab that alignment stick, get that feeling like it's sliding down that lead thigh. Get into a position like this. With our wrists, again, we're trying to look for a club face similar to our spine angle. If you see that you're doing this and managing to roll that open, although that's pretty tough to do, it still could happen, make sure that we work on getting that Velcro more down to the ground, slight angle of the spine, okay? Now let's get into step 2. All right, so now that we've built this nice takeaway where this club head's going more through the hands here and club face on a slight angle, how do we get this club to the top, okay? So essentially what I'm gonna be looking for is as we're lifting these arms, turning this body, I want these hands and this shaft to go more through the upper part of my trail bicep, trail shoulder here. So from here, you're gonna see my hands kind of tracing just through the upper part of my bicep, right shoulder, trail shoulder. Okay. Now, if we just thought about being in this position and just lifting our arms, okay, lifting our arms and turning our body, that shaft could be on that angle across the line, which again, we're trying to get away from here when we're trying to build this solid position. And so to get from here, as I'm working up to the top and my hands are kind of tracing through, again, we're going to work on this in a mirror. I'd like you to have some visual feedback as you're kind of working this, seeing those hands and where they're going through that upper part of the bicep, shoulder, is with the forearms here to get the shaft on this angle more slightly behind us. I need to have a little bit of forearm, trail forearm rotation, hand rotation here to get this shaft from being here to here. So if we just think, what's going on? What am I doing with this club to be across the line or to be here? Well, that trail elbow might come in just a little bit, okay? But also if you kind of watch my whoop band here, as I'm doing that, you're gonna notice that from here to here, that whoop band is kind of slightly twisting. So here up to the top, pointing that shaft back on a slight angle there. So I want to be in a mirror, getting that club head over the hands, trace those hands through the upper part of my bicep, shoulder as I'm turning. See that shaft on that slight angle, which is only done through a little bit of forearm rotation, hand rotation there, okay? That's gonna help be in this position, as I mentioned before, that from here, it's like that shaft is already on a good swing plane, as opposed to being over here and needing to find that swing plane again, or being over here and needing to find that swing plane. Right now we're in this position where in the downswing, we can just learn to bring those arms down, turn the body, and that club is coming down on plane, okay? All right, so I hope that's given you some clarity and some ideas on how to build a solid backswing to help make that downswing even easier. All right, we'll see you next time.